The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with the AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Babagusta, and I'm an Eisen, as we are here for the first game of day 4 of day 5, of Division 1 in this third season. The final week of the first division is here, and it will be Kira Esports taking on Team L2K here on the map of a Coastline, going live on your screens right now. But before we get to that, before we get to round 1 and the whole 9 yards, a couple of things that we have to talk about this game itself, in fact, that need to be said right here, right now. Once the lobby was hosted, there's usually a 15-minute timer before a rehost penalty is applied to the team who is holding up the match start. In this case, it was Lift to Kill. So they have, in fact, lost their rehost, which is why you're seeing them playing a 4v5, because not only were we 30 seconds away from the lobby being dissolved due to issues being faced on Lift to Kill's end, while in the ban phase, when we were doing the intro, Tarja disconnected. He was also the man to come in the last. He was the one effectively holding up the lobby, and he disconnected right at the end. And from what we're hearing from the admins, it was a whole host of issues related with connecting to the game and whatnot. So hopefully Lift to Kill will gain back their 5th player. Speaking of which, we have a spawn peek from Mellow alongside Pushpay, Ottawa, and Pedals, and of course the disconnected Tarja from Lift to Kill. And from the side of Kira Esports, we've got Atherv, Rats, Shinra, Dr. Dang, who is apparently playing for them this season, and who will also be the first one to go down, and Rattler, the last one from Kira Esports. It's a 4v4. Round 1 is already underway on second floor hookah and billiards room. Interesting first kill right there from the side of Kira Esports, and a much needed one to equalize the man count early. Taking things into their own hands, deciding Lift to Kill, that is, that all right, we may be playing a 4v5. Let's equalize this as quickly as possible. And in the meanwhile, Tarja has in fact returned. I had to dispel a lot of information very quickly right then. I'm surprised I managed to do that effectively. I guess I did that. Coming back to the point at hand, though, minute 50 remaining for Kira, and Rattler's gonna find one. That's Mellow of the board. Big drop. Jaeger goes down, and again, a very much required kill on the side of Luggage. Shots are being fired by the Valkyrie. Pushpay trying to find somebody on 90, not able to just yet, but the things are coming out of third. He's gonna peek this again, sees the Valkyrie shooting in his direction. Can't do anything about it, however. Ottawa, in the meanwhile, taking a bit of damage on his own. Lift to Kill, taking chip damage every now and again, and losing a body as well. Atherv drops Pushpay. The Valkyrie's down. It's a 4v2. Minute 20 on the clock.
Minute 20 on the clock, with Ottawa having a total of 50 HP remaining, while the attackers already gain control in towards the aquarium. Not quite sure why Rats decides to use his flashbangs, which would, however, waste one of the utilities, but I do kind of see what's going on here, especially a Vim who is repelling in towards the billiards room to make sure he'll be able to take out Ottawa. Sees the head, but it's going to be Ottawa to take the kill, eliminating Shinra, taking out the hold in towards the repel, but it's not going to work out. It's going to have a Rattler holding right from behind. Unfortunately, he's going to go down as well. So does the Hibana, making it a 2v1. Fatals in a very difficult situation here. He did eliminate, he almost downed Rattler, but actually, he'll actually get the last one as well. L2K, even with the man disadvantage, they will win round one. Second floor hooker. As we look at it in the action replay, we will proceed to round two, where Thadia is back in the match. I mean, also Thadia, aka yes, blank. I kind of freezed out for a second there, trying to I'm trying to remember what their names are. I mean, you have Petals, who is known as Fatals. You have Watermelon, who's technically the main username is Mellow, and Pushpay is Nos, Thadia is blank, and Ottawa is JV. They just changed their usernames a bit. But for now, let's just see the site that they're going to be picking, though, is on first floor kitchen, with the sixth pick coming in as Thadia, switching to the dock to the Vamai. Interesting sixth pick there, because Thadia, since he is playing as the Vumai, most of the time in first floor service entrance, there is a higher chances where the attackers might go for a Ying. With the total of 3 Candelas, 2 smoke grenades, all the attackers has to do was to just gain one angle, holding into, going for an inverted rappel towards the service entrance, go for that plan. So maybe that's the reason why Thadia brought in the Vumai, because even though if they do throw in the smokes right at the beginning itself, one of the smokes might be redirected into a different position where the defenders might have a chance to go for that peek and get the kill. That's the reason why Thadia has decided to pick for the Vamai. It's either that or just the MP5K prefers to be one of the most devastating gun in the history of Siege. Anyway, action phase will proceed with Pushpay placing his cams, and so does the spawn peak, in which Fatals is prepped and ready. Unfortunately, the entire team of Kira Esports have spawned in towards the main entrance and in towards ruins, in which one of them have already started droning it out. That's going to be Rattler in towards the second floor hookah. Will be able to get good amount of information, sees the head, and he's going to take it out. Rattler, an important kill, as he'll be the one eliminating Nas. That's an important kill and also a man count advantage for Kira Esports.
Much needed drop right there for Kira Esports. Live to kill, losing Pushpay in an unfortunate gunfight right there. Rattler, that man excels at going in and taking heads, whenever he is allowed to. Of course, Live to kill certainly allowed him to do that this time around, but there we go. Watermelon comes in, takes 2. Dr. Dang and Rattler go down, but more importantly, Diffuser has been dropped, which will add a little bit of delay to this push. Fatals going for a C4 will miss by a mile. However, that is going to open up another vertical line that the attackers much require in this situation. Ottawa trying to get some pot shots up onto the second floor. Not going to find a third for the time being. The Sledge, fairly safe in his position, is going to recover the diffuser soon. Here's the Jaeger shooting towards the side of reception. Cannot do anything about it. Shinra as well. Second floor control given to the side of Kira Esports because Live to Kill is playing mostly horizontally, not really worrying about those vertical lines aside. They know that if they just pressure Kira enough to take those first couple of bodies, then Kira Esports will be in a tough spot, statistically speaking, and in terms of the man count. But no, the Hibana's got push in and miss. Rats, not sure what happened right there. All right, Mello, okay. There we go. I was going to say he can stop playing with his food now, and he will, finishing off the Hibana, putting himself on a triple kill, putting Live to Kill in a 4v2. They have only lost the one man, and that was a Pushpay just a minute ago. And now Watermelon, he is looking for those juicy kills, but he will be spotted, and a third will take him down. Refrag, finally, and a much-needed kill for the side of Kira, but they still have 3 more to go. Petals, Ottawa, well, actually, we'll make that a 1v2 as Thadia comes in, gets the refrag onto Shinra, and Petals will be the one to find a turf as well. There's a little bit of a minor scramble right towards the end, but unfortunately for Shinra, he whiffed a few shots on the Melusi, as we'll see in the instant replay, and the Omai managed to get the refrag in for the kill. on to the Legion. Good stuff from the side of L2K, holding on the defense after putting pressure on the attackers early, and that double body drop was much needed for them in this situation to give themselves a better start and a better momentum going into this third round. Kid Esports' attack very much lacking, especially on that second floor, allowing Mello to come up and take two. One is understandable. Rattler may not have been watching, but Dr. Dang going down like that certainly did not help them, given the fact that the diffuser was also dropped there. You have to be a little bit more careful of your stairways when you're playing coastline, primarily because those are some very important rotation and play points, power play points even in some cases, for defenders and attackers alike, especially when you're on the verge of potentially losing the man count. Kira Esports were the ones to get the first job, mind you, because Pushpay was the first one to fall. But then they lost two, and then the third, Mello, going off on the attackers. Even when he was taken down, it didn't matter. The momentum was lost from Kira. Liftikil had taken the round by then, and all they had to do was hold inside of sight and wait for the attackers to come to them. That they did, and with that, we'll be moving into Blue and Sunrise Bar in the third round. Liftikil 2-0 up. Kira Esports not in a good position, not in this match, and not in this season. They are only 3 points up, and that spawn kill is not going to help them at all. Pushpay taking down a third using the black eye cams. He's going to see the attacker approaching the stairs. Will he get the shot? Not yet, though. Takes a ton of damage, throws an impact, and goes for the repick. Really aggressive, and I think it may have worked because he's scared off Shinra, and the Zofia will not be peeking that region. Going for a blue bar peek instead. Rattler takes a bit of damage on that office push. My Magnus catching utilities and flashbangs being thrown in. Mello has to be very careful on this re-entry to sight. He won't be, and he'll be taken down from that same window. Shinra and Dr. Dang find two. It's a 4v3, make that a 3v3 equalizer, and now a 3v2. Rats finds Fados.
Already, Kira Esports getting that man count advantage. Pushpay, he has that information. He's just waiting for the spear to make the move. He doesn't even see it. Shinra gets one, but Pushpay gets the other, going for that immediate shutdown. But here, in the end, we see Rats taking out Nos, as Kira Esports will be the one winning their attack on first floor Blue Bar. What a huge mistake so we did get to witness from both the teams, especially Pushpay, though. He was very aggressive. He did get 2 kills, one with an impressive spawn peek in towards the ruin spawn, and also the second where he decides to go very aggressive, tries to contest the Zofia in towards the hookah balcony stairs. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well. In the end, it's going to be Kira Esports winning their round of attack in first floor Blue Bar. As we are back into second floor hookah lounge and billiards room with a 6-pick coming in from Rattler, switching to the Ash with the IQ. So does Thadia, switching from the Kaid to the Goyo. Rattler, I understand what he's doing. The IQ will be able to detect the Valkyrie scam. Valkyrie's being very, when it comes to the meta-wise, Valkyrie is considered to be one of the most best operators when it comes to getting information and also going for that run out and spawn peaks without even noticing the attackers. The attackers wouldn't even expect what kind of runouts that the Valkyrie will be able to go from. It actually, works out even, you could actually mix it with the Jaeger with his carbine to actually go for that run out and spawn peak. So it should be best for the attackers to try to take out those scams first, so they'll be able to get their main focus in towards the site. And talking about site, though, they also need to be careful of some heavy aggressive plays coming in from L2K, especially Pushpay and Mello. They've been performing excellently well. And also Thadia, interestingly enough, brings in the Goyo, places 2 Vulcan Shield in towards the hallway and the second near the cool vibe stairs. Not quite sure what the idea is, but Pushpay is actually going for that run out. He gets one. Can he get the 2? No, he does not. Oh boy, Nos. My goodness, what a sheer aggression there. Unfortunately, where he will be able to get one, but instant refrag will come in, taking out. It's going to be Rats who's going to shut down Pushpay at the early amount of round itself. But still, was it worth it? Was the Valk going for that run out in towards the service entrance did work it out. Maybe because you still have Atharv already decreased on towards 60 or 70 HP, so maybe there might be a chance on something happening about it. Although I did hear the Nomad's air jab being detonated, not quite sure where that positioning exactly is, but we see Atharv already towards the theater, try to get that vertical lines of sight, try to push away the defenders as he is currently holding the angle in towards the toilets. It's just going to be an amount of time where the Hibana uses her Excaros pellets to open up lines of sight, maybe in towards the roof or at a different position that I am unaware of. We did see a C4 being used from Mellow. Just a waiting time here.
Most certainly, it's all about stalling the attackers, and unfortunately, I don't think taking out Shinra early has stalled Kira Esports enough, primarily because Pushpay also went down, and there we go, a Thurv upside down rappel will find the head of Taria, the head just peeking out ever so slightly. That desk, it's actually shorter than it looks when you're looking at it from an attacker's perspective. Unfortunately for the defender sitting there, that's not what it looked like to him. Rattler comes in, I don't know why he's shooting the dead body of the Goyo, probably trying to make sure that he is dead for the time being, as he will push out to luggage. Watch the flank as the flashbangs are coming in, but Mellow, he's got an idea for a flank. That Claymore is not placed properly. It will not detonate in his position, even though the air jab did. Fatals finds one in the meanwhile. Rattler has been taken down, and that's another big drop. Dr. Dang still has the defeat. They could go for it, as the Hibana will be spotted. Position given away. The down will not come in, as Rats is dodging bullets somehow. Will finally go down. The plant is happening in the meanwhile. Dr. Dang going for it. There is cover from a Thurv. Will he find one though? No, he won't. He'll get taken down, and it's a not V3. Ottawa comes in with a double and finishes off the side of Kira Esports. Good retake from Lift to Kill. They needed to do that, given that they lost the advantage from the Aquarium push that the side of Kira Esports did. And as we'll see in the instant replay, they did well. They knew the Hibana was there in VIP, and taking her out would be the first good option in that encounter. Because again, that area in VIP is very powerful. You have a line of sight all the way towards the billiards table on, well, billiards. That's quite literally the name of the site. But more importantly, that's the path that defenders have to take if they want to go for a counter defuse or if they want to stop the diffuser itself. So taking down Rats early in that engagement, good idea. And then very good shot from Ottawa to finish off the sledge before finishing off Dr. Dang. 3-1 is the scoreline going into round 5. Lift to Kill continuing to take their lead as they are proving the efforts of Akira Esports so far mostly useless.
Alright, let's just head on into round 5, where L2K will be defending in first floor kitchen. Interesting enough, we do see a rotation coming in towards the service entrance, actually from the service room towards the reception desk. A very interesting impact nade being made there. Maybe we might see one particular defender, at least Ottawa or Pushpay, who will or maybe decides to hold in towards the security room, because that's the only place where the defenders might be safe from those choke points where the attackers go for that push. Main of the choke points that I do have to talk about is in towards the main entrance of reception desk and in towards the office. So for the defenders, they are more likely to be worried about those two angles, but for now, they're just going to go aggressive yet again. This time, Mellow just waiting for the attackers yet again. They don't have any information via the defender's cam, and neither does the man count, in which Atharv again takes out Thadia in surprise blank. Unfortunately, not having a bad day though. We actually did get to see him getting taken out even in the previous round. He was holding in towards the Aqua, and it was Atharv yet again to dismiss him. With the early frag, although Thadia will be able to place his EDDs at a particular door, which we have no intel of, although the attackers will actually get intel of one EDD, which has been placed towards the VIP entrance as a nade, actually. Wait, actually, it wasn't a nade, it was an EDD that actually caught off from Atharv, but dealing some major damage here. And Petals is thinking of going for a run out though, although the entire team of Kira Esports have gained access of the second floor, the entire second floor floor. Now they're just using their soft breaching capabilities to make that vertical lines of sight and try to flush out any defenders. And looks like Kratos will be able to find one. Doesn't get the proper shot, but will be able to deal some major damage. But that opportunity has been missed, but not to Mellow though. Taking out Dr. Dang with the C4, a very important one, but an instant refrag will yet again come in from none other than Rattler. Fatals, on the other hand, takes out a Thurv, tries to equalize the round, making it a 3v2 situation.
Trying to deny the entry from service entrance. That is Ottawa. The Legion had to go prone right there because he needed to reload. The Valkyrie watching long in the meanwhile won't work as the Jaeger will go down. Rattler's doing work right now. G8 in hand as he has taken down one more. 3 versus 2 is the situation. Kid Esports once again, man count lead. Can they hold on to this is the question. Pushpay watching a very long angle via bullet holes on towards reception. Should any of the attackers try to go in from there, but no, they are going for a service entrance push, and Pushpay, he's gonna see that goes in through that rotate made earlier, but there's a prone peek and an upside down rappel. Can he counter this? He cannot. Seen and taken down. That is Rats with a Guma in his shin, even though that should be in his arms. Will he see the Legion? Yes, he will. Takes him down. Kid Esports will take round 5. Beautifully done from the side of Kira. This time, being the first ones to take a kill. More importantly, not getting stalled in their efforts despite Live to Kill's best attempts. 3-2 is the scoreline, and as the instant replay fades, we are in round 6, the final round before role swap, before the side of Live to Kill goes to the attack and the side of Kira Esports goes to the defense. Kitchen and service entrance is the site of choice. And now the question is, are we going to see a 4-2 lead or a 3-3 equalizer? 30 with the 6 pick out of the Vigil into the smoke, and Rattler out of the IQ into the Jackal.
Well, the final round of first half is underway, and talking about the scoreboard, though, Rattler and Rats having a total of 5 kills there in the first half itself. An impressive playstyle, and also, I mean, these two players are the most, fragging players in the side of Kira Esports. Although I do have to, point out a Vim, who is currently playing as Zofia and also change his username as Shinra. He's an expert when it comes to playing a smoke or a mute operator with an SMG-11 in hand. We've seen him make some incredible plays on defense, and since Kira Esports did win a total of 2 attack rounds, winning this round might give them the edge on winning towards on defense, because the score count will be equalized 3-3, and if Live to Kill does win their defense round 4-2, all they have to do is just win a total of 3 attack rounds to win it out against Kira. Will it happen, or will Kira Esports prevail? Let us find out in the action phase, where Petals, oh boy, this is actually not good though. Ottawa already TKing his teammate as Blank again unfortunately gets taken down. Oh boy, 3 times in a row. Can you believe that, Jack?
I mean, given his misfortune in entry, I most certainly can for the time being. A Thurv, nice angle that he's got here, trying to find the head of another defender towards Sunrise. Rats has managed to enter the Sunrise entry little room here, but Mellow might have something to say about that. He's waiting and watching in the wings as the window next to him gets broken. Kira Esports trying to jump in, but yes, they will get the kill. All right. I was surprised that the Rattler probably shouldn't have survived that engagement, but he did, getting the shot off onto Mellow and putting Kira Esports on a beautiful 5 versus 3 lead.
A 5v3 lead, and a very risky play coming in from Rattler, as he was the one who had the diffuser in hand. Currently, the attackers still have the controls in towards Sunrise Bar, and the defenders are mainly having a lot of problems to deal with. Fatals, he is unfortunately gets taken down from a win with Sophia. She will now proceed to hold an angle using the impact nades to make yet another angle to try to take out the smoke, in which he himself is going to go down from none other than Nos, aka Pushpay, taking out Shinra. Already a 4v2 situation. L2K in a very difficult positioning, but Otto actually gets that kill, taking out the sledge. He goes for a very aggressive peek, but here comes Rack Tackler and Rats, the double R's of Kira Esports, to take out Pushboy and Ottawa, giving them the win in First Floor Kitchen, equalizing the round 3-3 in the first half. As we proceed to the second half, round 7, where Kira Esports will be the one on defense. And talking about the standings, Kira Esports in sixth position, winning only one match, losing two, currently having a total of 3 points with a -7 round conversion rate. The same thing goes to Team L2K. The only difference is they are in fifth position, winning two matches and losing three. They do, however, have 6 points in their hand, but the only problem is they also have the same round conversion rate as Kira Esports as well, -7. And for Kira Esports, this win is very necessary for them because if they do, however, win it out, they will at least have a higher chances of not being relegated. The same thing goes to L2K as well. If they do, however, win this match against, we might be able to see one of them going to the top of the leaderboards, or unfortunately get relegated to Div 2. Interesting operator picks coming in from L2K as we see Ottawa, aka JV, playing as the Lion, and Thadia be playing as the Kebi with those cams. Actually, the
Oh boy.
total of two names.
I think Lift to Kill. I'm sorry, I had to interject right here, Mama. But I feel like Lift to Kill is taking a leaf out of the Demon's Force handbook of coastline attack. Because if you look at that, lineup right there, you have
I
the
just
Lion,
realized.
you have the Finka, you have the Ash, and the Dekebi. The only one missing is Jackal, and potentially Pushpay could have gone for Blitz, but of course Lift to Kill isn't exactly known for insane Blitz plays like Demon's Force's Tsukushima Goat is. Regardless, yeah, they've really taken that leaf out of the book of the Demon's Force attacking strategy, and for the time being, Kira Esports are going to have to contend with a very much Operation Chimera meta being brought out in this situation. To get with the DMR. Oh, that's a lot of whiff shots. All right, Feria. Don't think he's practiced quite a bit with that DMR. Although I'm not sure what else he would be running if he's ever played Dekebi, because the Boss G, while a very good gun for damage, is not good for ammo count. Won't matter though, as Pushpay will go down early. That is the Ash taking care of Dr. Dang. Beautiful shot on the main window of sight. But now here we have the calls and the scans going out, spawning players. Rattler's going to find one instead, however. That is Ottawa taken care of. Where are these kills happening? Looks like they're all inside the site. Grenade goes out. Dr. Dang will finally fall. It's now a 4v3. Second grenade goes in. Won't find anybody. Watermelon, very careful about that sunrise window. Knows that there can be easily anybody going for a big flank play through that little window right there, and he's watching that like a hawk. Kira Esports once again lead in terms of man count, in terms of time, I guess. And overall, they have advantage in the round. Tadia goes for a grenade throw, gets ADS, unfortunately, as Petals will find one. That's Rattler taken care of. Big drop as Legion falls. And now with a minute 15 remaining, they're going for the plant. Will the smoke grenades come out in time? Shots are fired. Fatals finds one more. The plant is going off. But here we go. Petals is on a triple, but he gets taken down. That is Rats taking one. Can he deny the plant in time? No, he can't. Shots are fired. Does a bit of damage to Tadia and gets the Finka. Hello. RG15 in hand. He has to get this kill if he wants to secure the round. Rats, the last man standing, the last hope for Kira Esports. That is not a place he probably should be supporting, but I don't think he knows where the Dekebi is. Unfortunate. He could go for the counter defuse bait, and he will, but Tadia is careful. He's not going to peek. Slowly edging out of that doorway. That's a lot of sound being made by Rats right there. He's trying to force out the Dekebi, but he won't be able to, and will get taken down because he got a little impatient. Could have stuck that counter defuse bait a little bit longer, forcing Tadia to do something, but no, he tried to, he tried to hasten the process by constantly spamming his press. I guess it's F, the default button is press F to counter defuse, but yeah. Anyway, unfortunate for the side of Kira Esports. That round should have worked, but it did not. The 3 versus 5 working out for the side of the Chimera running L2K, who will bring themselves in the lead once again. And we're getting back to Hookah Lounge and Billiards Room and going back to the Chimera strats from the looks of it.
Oh boy. I mean, for me though, I actually did not expected that L2K might actually bring the Chimera strat.
Attackers need to
You know, I,
locate and
to be
defuse
honest though, I
bombs.
was tunnel vision because I did talked about how interesting Ottawa picked Lion, and then afterwards I realized by checking the entire attackers operators pick and saw Fink and Dokebi too. Although we won't be able to see either a blitz or a jackal to be brought out, I believe. But still, it still works out in the end because you still have the lion with the heart
Attackers have
breach
discovered the location of
capabilities.
a bomb.
They do need one of the reinforcements being opened in
10
towards
seconds
the
remaining.
second floor billiards room. They have that second heart breach to make at least a line of
5
sight, but
seconds
not
to
an
go.
entryway to a particular building, as I like to call
Attackers
it.
objective
Although
is to defuse
although
the
the
bomb.
changes from the defenders is interesting, though you see Rats playing as the Mozzie, where we did get to see him play as the Melusi, who did go for that a very good attempt of a 1v2 clutch in the post plan situation. Although he would have stuck out the diffuser, try to go for the bait so that he'll be able to force blank to push in towards the side, but unfortunately we did not see that either.
Bomb
Although Kira
located by
Esports, we
attackers.
do see a total of 3 C4s being brought up here from the defenders. Also deployable shield in which Shinra will be able to hold in. Actually it's going to be Atharv holding in from the second floor. Hookah and Pushpay actually trying to do something over here. He will be able to hold a perfect angle in towards the hookah, but still it doesn't work out well for them just yet. Drones will come in from the attackers to give them vital information, and they are just prepped and ready.
The attacker's
They're
bomb
waiting
diffuser has been
for
dropped.
the go
Attackers recover
for
the diffuser.
L2K to go for that push as a C4 comes in from Rattler. Won't be able to get any damage as the attackers are slowly gaining their lead, pushing in towards the aquarium.
For the time being, with no bodies, well, one body will finally drop. Actually, two. Dr. Dang and Rattler find a couple coming back towards site. And now there's a balcony peek coming in, but Mello will win that gunfight. Does he know that there is another one in that general direction? Dr. Dang taking care of it. More importantly, the Lion and the Ash out of the board. Rat's prone peek is spotted. He will go down as well. The Zofia takes the kill. Fatal's coming in clutch for his team, trying to find another roamer. Mello will find Shinra in the meanwhile. It's a 2v3 suddenly, and again, Kira Esports have lost the man advantage. What went wrong? We're not entirely sure. Didn't get to see all of the kills on the cams right now. But regardless, we have seen the kill feed. The plant will be going off pedals. He's got the cover of the grenades coming in. Rattler in the meanwhile will be hearing that, but Noah Kirk takes down Taria, and the Zofia finds one, and Mello comes in right at the last minute on that window. Rappel could not have cut it closer if he tried. And that will be another round to live to kill. As we saw in the instant replay, 5-3 is the scoreline, going to kitchen service and service entrance and kitchen. Excuse me. I almost said the cafe kitchen site by accident. But yeah, service entrance and kitchen service, kitchen cooking, kind of similar. They use the same words in general. But point notwithstanding, 5-3 being the scoreline, we are going to have a change of site and a much needed change of site for Kira Esports. They have not been able to emphasize on Hookah, taking advantage and losing it in arguably really bad position work. But now, we've got an interesting sixth pick from the side of Live to Kill. Sure, Kira Esports are bringing in the Pulse Shinra. That is a good pick because you want information on vertical gameplay and potential C4s as well. Even though that, yeah, 2 C4s on the side of defense. I was about to say, we've been seeing Valkyrie impacts quite a bit. I would like to see some Valkyrie C4s, and a third will oblige. But the one I believe that everybody is waiting for me to talk about, Taria, with the 6th pick into the Fuse with a secondary HUD breach. You can see in the HUD right there, little minimized gadget icon. Pretty nice looking, all things considered. But yeah, the Fuse will be brought into play on this first floor site. And that's primarily because you have the entirety of second floor, most of which is a soft floor, right? It's mostly wooden panels held up by metal beams. So Fuse can work his magic here for sure. And given that he's being paired up with Lion in the situation, most certainly could work for the side of Lift to Kill if they're able to execute it properly. Again, Fuse, sure, you could go completely blind firing into first floor with all 4 cluster charges, or you could pair him with drones and alliance scan to really rub it in the face of your opponents. And that might be what Live to Kill does, because they do not have the Dekebi for disruption alongside the Lion. Will it work? We will find out as we approach the 2-minute mark of this match, and Bushman gets taken down. That's a C4, but Tadia is going to find a Rattler. There we go. That is the cluster charge, finding one, nearly getting wallbanged. It's trouble. He's going to see the injury. Yes, he is. AK-12 comes out, but will not find him. Rats taking very minimal damage. Tadia going for his 3rd cluster charge now, as the 3rd finds Mellow in the meanwhile. Boom, boom, go the grenades inside his sight, but not to find anybody. Rats is still above. A 3rd takes 1, takes 2. Hello! Suddenly, it's all down to Tadia. 1v4. The Fuse, the only one to have gotten a kill so far in this round, and the only one remaining. Damage being done from below. No, not from below, from the hallway. Shinra is here as well. Most of the defenders giving away intel with the pulse as well. Good stuff, and Dr. Dang will take advantage from down below, finishing off the Fuse and finishing off the round. Unfortunate for Live to Kill, but their attempted strategy did not work. And with that, Kira Esports will bring themselves 1 round closer to the equalizer. 5-4 going into the 10th round, as we are a go for second floor, hookah lounge and billiards room.
Well, that was a very quick, clean, precise kill coming in from a Thurb. Getting those 3 kills was vital for Kira Esports to get back in the game. Now it is 4-5. Second floor hookah lounge will be the side yet again. The same 2 sites where Team L2K had no problems dealing with Kira Esports' defense. Rats, interestingly enough, will go for a 6-pick where it decides to choose the Pulse. Now, Pulse, there is maybe a hint saying that he might be able to play in towards the office, or maybe in at a different position, though. I believe Rats has the M3 shotgun, I believe. I mean, he is currently equipped with the Musoc secondary pistol, but he's just hiding, you know? Most of the time, you just don't want to reveal the secret saying that, hey, I have a shotgun. So if they do, however, know that he has a shotgun, the attackers will try to hunt the Pulse down and make sure that there won't be any C4 denials or any shotgun kills coming in from them. So that's mainly the reason why you get to see most of the attackers using a pistol. I mean, it's to be honest, it's not just one though. We actually do see like 3 players using in the pistols. Atharv, Rats, and Dang. We're just waiting for them to switch it out with the primary rifles. There you go. The primary rifles will come in, and my entire prediction just went down the drain. Rats. Yes, they use pistol because you're 5% faster. Yes, I actually do forget about that. Anyways, as we proceed to the action phase, Rats, fortunately enough, will be the one using the UMP, not the shotgun. I mean, I do understand why, because, you know, a shotgun is it's very risky in a mid-range and a long-range combat, but Bushpe, hello, he's already in towards the first floor kitchen, be able to get one, taking out a Rattler. This would alert the Jackal's presence, and Rats, oh boy, he's not gonna have a good day at all. He's gonna get tracked from the Jackal's Inox scanner, and then he comes in towards the Sunrise bar to give them clearance, seeing that there won't be any particular defenders playing in from that specific side. The entire team from Kira Esports are defending near towards the side, but Dr. Dang actually gets when the nade comes in from Tadia. Will it work out? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage from the nade. The second nade will come in. Oh jeez, that is a lot of damage coming in from the single nade, but Shinra accidentally uses his smoke gas canisters to eliminate his own teammates. Oh jeez, this is not looking too well for Kira Esports. Shinra goes down, making it a 1v4 situation. It all goes down to a Thurb in a very messy situation, and Thadia with the DMR will be there to finally get his kill, taking out a Thurb. As L2K will be the one winning second floor hookah round 10. As we proceed to round 11, match point to team L2K and Kira Esports. Oh boy, they had absolutely zero ideas. And talking about that nades, though, one nade dealing some massive damage to Rats, and the other eliminating almost half of the HP to both Dr. Dang as well as the smoke. Oh boy, 4-6. Second floor hookah will be the side yet again. I mean, it would have been better. It would have been better if they just choose to decide to go in for at least a blue bar hold, because blue bar hold is still available for Kira Esports to defend. But for the entire 4 rounds, Kira Esports have decided, no, we're just going to hold into second floor hookah. Yes, we have some minor damage, but oh boy, this is an interesting pick here from Blank, as he's going to switch in from the Zofia to the Blitz. Looks like the Operation Chimera strat is almost coming together.
Oh, it's come together in its entirety. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I am actually kind of... It took me a second to realize that that is not the Demas Force lineup that I'm looking at. That is Lift to Kill. After that absolute thrashing that Demas Force gave them the other day here on Coastline, they seem to have taken a, not a leaf, but the whole goddamn tree out of that book of theirs. And here we are. I mean, I know, a little crude in the way I said that, but hey, at this point, I am, just as surprised as anybody else for the time being. But of course, Akira Esports can still hold off against this if they play their cards right. Sure, they might not have a mute, but they have the kind of denial and the kind of information gathering potential that they need in this situation. The only real problems will be the Ducavi and the Lion, because really there's no other counter to them other than a mute. And if you don't have a mute, then pray tell you don't get shot in the face from 10 soft walls away. Call will go out. Rats, he's going to have his phone buzzing in his pocket for the time being. Not really too bothered about it. Most defenders won't be. It's a very early call from the Dekebi. Nothing coming off of it just yet. Petals in the meanwhile will hear the shots coming off. He was peeking those vertical angles that Rats was using just a second ago. But here we go. Some pings will come off from the Lions Skin and a down will come in, but that's Push Pay being down. Mello will see one. Will he get the head? Yes, he does. Beautifully done. Dr. Dang unaware that the vertical angle was being watched. It will go down early. Push Pay will be revived. Meanwhile, Finka boost comes in, but the Finka will go down. Mello unaware that the Valkyrie was playing down below. The call coming in too late as well, as that's a refrag and a much needed one. Lift to Kill are on match point. Attempted wallbang from the Valkyrie, but Shinra will not gain enough of that. Predia has to be careful about his positioning, but I'm not sure why he's hiding for the time being. Pushman, meanwhile, missing with the DMR. Will still get the Womai. That was a bad push, but another one. Peak comes in, and that was a full reload for the Dekebi. Unfortunately, Arthur will take full advantage of that as well. And, okay, I'm not sure why Taria is busy hip firing on the first floor. I think he suspects somebody towards the courtyard, but will not find anyone. And he's trying to now keep vertical. There's somebody inside of offices, as Fadas will find one. That's fast taken out the board. Taria, he's trying to get the Valkyrie to expend her magazine, and she has, but Shinra will be able to reload while running away. The C4 comes in, but it's detonated too early. Ottawa's going for the plant. Will it be denied? Arthur needs to do this while the Blitz is taking some damage, but Shinra cannot get the kill on this Blitz. There we go. Down comes in onto 102, but Petals can revive himself. Taria just has to stay alive for long enough. Ottawa is down, but the self-revive will come in. Arthur will get one. Will get taken down because Zofia can stand back up, ladies and gentlemen. The only operator in the entire game to be able to do that by herself, and she will. I mean, Doc can, but he still needs to use his gadgets. Zofia gets it for free, effectively speaking, and Petals will be the one, poetically enough, to finish off the round and the match for the side of Live to Kill. 16 to the man and 10 to Mello, as we will be closing out this first game pretty quickly, all things considered. However, Live to Kill will be the ones to take Coastline, and really, Coastline is just down to that one single thing. When you're on the attack, at this point, since we're in Operation Neon Dawn, I guess I get to say this, take the Chimera operators. That's your ticket to victory, like quite right there. Maybe not as effective as Demon's Force, but even Live to Kill proved it today. It's just that good. It just works, as the meme goes. But of course, speaking of going into things, will be going into relive the moment to talk about the best moments of that match. And I, for one, before I pass it on to Baba right here, I, for one, cannot wait to get to that final round because I swear, if I wasn't casting, I would have been busy rolling on the floor watching Shinra be chased through the entire map by a blitz. Oh man, that was funny. And then the withstand finisher. Oh boy, you love to see it, don't you, Baba?
Oh boy, I just roller coaster of emotions here, Jack. Oh boy. All right. Talking about the first half, though, when Kira Esports were on attack, I do have to appreciate Rats and Rattler because they were the one who were mostly getting those early frags, getting those early kills. And then most of the time we did get to see L2K going for some major clutches, as we did get to witness in the first round itself. Second floor hookah, the bandit making those plays, winning it in a 1v3 situation. And then afterwards we didn't see L2K, going very aggressive here, especially Nos went too aggressive though. Even if he did get that double kill in towards round 3, the information did arrive to Kira Esports, and Rats and Rattler were there to take all of those kills out as well. Talking about Shinra and Atharv, though, I do have to talk about Atharv. For the past 3 to 4 rounds where Team L2K were on defense, you did get to see Thadia being eliminated 3 rounds in a row, in which 2 of them were from Atharv. One was an accidental TK coming in from them. When it comes to TK, Kira Esports were also the one who actually did went for that TK too. I mean, remember the smoke gas canisters in which the nade which was thrown in from Thadia did dealt some major damage in towards the second floor hookah lounge. Well, it did work out well for L2K, winning it out though. But since in the first half, Kira Esports winning sites on first floor blue bar and first floor kitchen twice, will be able to go for that equalizer 3-3. And when Kira Esports were the one on defense, we've only seen them picking 2 sites, which is on second floor hookah and first floor kitchen. Talking about first floor kitchen, Kira Esports had no problems dealing with L2K's line of defense. Would have been better if they choose a different side instead of the same side for the past 5 rounds, where L2K have won that specific site non-stop. Now L2K, yes, it wasn't an entire Operation Chimera squad, but still it did get the job done. The DMR, the Kevy's calls, Mellow with the instant revive whenever some of the attackers do get downed. And also, yeah, there you go, the nade that I was talking about, Thadia dealing some major damage towards Dr. Dang and Kira. A major damage, I'd like to talk about it, but still Kira Esports, they do have to work out on their defense. But talking about their attack though, I am very impressed on how well Kira Esports have been playing very aggressively in towards on attack, but defense just not working out too well for them on a map like Coastline.
The biggest thing that I would say, okay, let's just get through this one first. I mean, that part on White Stairs, that is where the kill should have honestly been confirmed, if you ask me, from Shinra, but then only to be found by the RG-15 of the Zofia, who got downed after that insanely long blitz chase, and then the smoke grenade to allow their self-revive to get the final kill. I mean, talk about a cacophony of errors, or a comedy of errors would be a better saying in this situation, ladies and gentlemen. But with all of that being said, Kira Esports, if I had to say one thing about their defense, it was the fact that on the defense, they were able to take the advantage early and keep themselves on the advantageous man count for a while. But unfortunately for them, they started losing bodies in most rounds on hookah. And once they started, they really couldn't refrag or keep themselves on that advantage. They lost advantage far too easily, finding themselves getting caught in bad positions or getting outplayed by L2K, who admittedly, while running a fairly simple strategy, had a slightly different gun plan. They didn't just go guns ablaze into sight. They had some strategy implemented, some denial, some intel gathering was happening that wasn't related to Dekebi and Lion. And overall, it worked pretty well, I'd say. Going from the 3-3 to a 6-4 means that on the other side on attack, they were absolutely amazing. And Kira Esports' defense will still require some work. They will remain on 3 points on the league table in Division 1, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to worsen their chances of staying in Division 1 as well. They're going to have to work quite hard in the rest of today's matches and tomorrow to see if they can keep themselves here. However, it's not looking too good. Live to Kill, in the meanwhile, they currently sitting on 6 points, will go up to 9 points and give themselves a much better chance of staying in Division 1. Again, the results are quite a ways away, and we will find out exactly who will stay, who will go, excuse me, rather, and who will be crowned the champion for Season 3. Currently, it's Union Gaming on the top of the table, but Exterminate Esports are right there alongside Valiance chasing that top spot. Who will it be? We will find out. Unfortunately, it's neither of those two teams in the next game. It is Dauntless Esports taking on Red Vipers, the bottom two of this Division 1 table. I mean, I know it sounds kind of harsh, all things considered, but they are the bottom two, unfortunately. And they will be fighting it out on the map of a Clubhouse right here on your screens after a short break. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Babagusta, and our admin, Eisen, as we are here for the second game of Day 5 of Division 1. Red Vipers taking on Dauntless Esports, which will be going live in your streams in just a quick moment. The bottom two in Division 1 currently standing at 0 points apiece. Absolutely not good for either side. They made it to Division 1 with high hopes, as we will find the players in the ban phase right now. But in Division 1, they have as they say, had a less than stellar outing. Now in the ban phase for the map of Clubhouse, Red Vipers on the attack will see that Dauntless's defense has banned the Maverick. Fairly standard ban, all things considered. Maverick on Clubhouse, he gets banned quite often, and it's usually followed excuse me right there. It's usually followed by a Thatcher ban. Depends on if Red Vipers wants to ban Thatcher. They will not. Blackbeard will be the ban taken by the side of RV, and that opens up a whole host of possibilities given that Thatcher will in fact be in play. The first defender of the map will also be banned by Red Vipers, and it will be, as the timer ticks down, Clash gone from the side of the defenders. And now we have the final ban of the map coming up right now. Dauntless Esports, who will they choose to go out on? They can choose to keep Kaid actually. And given everything, they might go for a Maestro or an Echo ban. Or maybe even nope, it's going to be a Mira ban. Never mind. Dauntless Esports do not want to play with the Spanish defender. And Mira will be taken care of today. And with that, the ban phase has come to a close. Maverick, Blackbeard, Clash, and Mira. And with that, the first round will be underway. Let's have a look at both of the rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side of Red Vipers, we've got Anaconda, Powder, Bearfur, Surreal, and Ali. And from the side of Dauntless Esports, we've got a Vidwi, Nani, Boom, Skeefy, and Hussein. And we are going to be headed to Basement Church in Arsenal Room immediately off the bat from the side of the defense. And I've kept the man for the mic long enough. Baba, take it away.
Well, thank you so much for that, Jack. Round 1 will proceed. An interesting operator's pick being picked here on the side of RV, as Bearfur will be here to use the buck. And so does Legion, with the Boom going for that 6 pick, trying to take out the Kaid. Although Kaid would be necessary to use those Electro Claws in towards the kitchen, I believe it's going to use the impact needs, in which the defenders have a total of 6. Keep that in mind, the attackers do not have Hibana because they actually thought that the site would be on second floor CCTV. That's where Dauntless Esports made a decision where they would use a total of 6 impact needs to try to take out any hard breaching capabilities coming in on the side of the attackers. Although they do need to be careful of the buck brought in, because he'll be able to use his skeleton key to make that vertical line of sight to make sure that there won't be any impact tricks. So the same thing goes to the defenders too. If they do, however, eliminate Bearfur instantly, the defenders don't have to worry about the attackers holding the angle. Although Red Vipers needs to be careful on where to use those hard breaching, especially the thermite, in which one of the exothermic charges will be used to open up the tunnels, and the second towards the kitchen. He needs to be careful. They have the Thatcher, interesting enough, because they banned the Maverick and Blackbeard. So even with bringing in the Kaid would not be a good idea. Those impact nades is more than enough to deny those hatches. With it, action phase will proceed. The attackers slowly starts to push in, and the thermite uses one of his exothermic charges to take one, but in the end RV gets those 2 kills, taking out Boom and Hussein, in important kills which would give the attackers to open up the hatch on towards on kitchen. That is a very quick 2 kills that would eliminate a total of 4 impact nades. And Jackal, he's just patiently waiting in towards the basement church wall. The second exothermic charge will be used to open up the Modo hatch. And Surreal is slowly pushing in towards the blue bunker. Needs to be careful of Nani, who is patiently waiting for the attackers to make their move. And with the attackers having the angle, having a lot of opportunities. All they have to do is to just drop in and go for that plant. You still have Anaconda having a total of 2 smoke grenades. He could go for it, but Nani is going to deny one of them. It's going to be Powder Kodar being eliminated towards the Moro, and Ali G tries to retaliate, taking out a Nani, but here comes Kifi with the Alda, taking out one more as Sulir decides to push in towards the blue stairs. The Alda, aka Skiffy, will know that there is one pushing in slowly towards the blue. Sees the head and he's going to take it gladly, and so does a Whitney with the SMG-11, taking out Anaconda as it all goes down to Bearfur in a 1v2 situation. The fuse has been dropped in towards the church, and Bearfur needs to make a move where he needs to find 2 players. One which gets stuck from the Legion Mine, and Skiffy deciding to go for an impact trick, although there isn't any hard breaching capabilities present for the attackers. 45 seconds left. Vidwi is patiently waiting for Buck to make his move, but he's already in towards the Memorial. One push towards the church. The information will come in brief as from the Alda, and he gets the final kill. Dauntless Esports winning their first round on Basement Church. While we take a look at it in the action replay, they will be the one winning their first round defense. A good early rounds coming in from Red Vipers too. I do have to appreciate that, because the way how they push, knowing that there will be an impact trick, and also Ali going going too much aggressive. He was in a very good positioning where the defenders had no idea that he would be at that specific spot, getting those 2 kills, opening up the hatch towards an arsenal, and going for that plant. Unfortunately, the diffuser was in the hands of Ali, I believe, which was being dropped in towards Basement Church. Could have been, sorry, in towards, yeah, Basement Church. It would have been better for, the ace to have the diffuser in hand, to throw a bit of smokes, and then go for the plant. Unfortunately, we did not get to see that. With Dauntless Esports winning their first round of defense, round 2 is underway. The site will be on CCTV.
CCTV second floor side coming out from the side of Dauntless Esports after that beautiful hold and win on the side of Basement Church. Most importantly, that blue hold was fairly impressive, with the Maestro rotating through at the, well, sort of close to the last minute and getting those couple of kills. Nani through blue as well, denying diffuser, mind you, from the Thermite, trying to push in to go for the plant. Red Vipers losing the lead due to just lack of intel and overall positioning issues and whatnot, and a couple of instances where they should have had the kill but didn't. Excuse me there. And there's plenty of things that need work if their attack is going to be this way for this match. Dauntless Esports in the meanwhile, they had their errors as well. Boom and Hussein dropping early, not something they need for sure, as we have a potential garage runout that's being watched right now, potentially by Powder Podar himself, the Thermite. He's just going to rappel up, and whoever's there in garage, potentially Hussein himself, is waiting and watching. Valcam's out, knows that his position is being peaked, and that's his toes that are being seen by Bearfur. I think he knows now, and the peak will come in. Beautiful shot from the Valkyrie as Hussein takes the first kill, and a much needed one. Doesn't know there's somebody by stocks. He doesn't have to worry though, as he will fall back in towards site. EMPs are about to go out as the main breach will come in. No, not quite yet. They haven't seen the second Valcam in the meanwhile, as the MP will finally go down and the main breach on CCTV will happen as well. C4 from Hussein, that connects as well. Powder goes down, and Surreal as well. Your OG hard breach combo gone. And now it's all down to Anaconda and Ali in a 2v5, 2v4. Anaconda manages to clip the head of Hussein, finding a much needed kill. First kill for the side of Red Vipers, in fact, who are very much at a disadvantage right now. Minute 30, it's a 2v4, and the only headway made towards site has long since been taken care of by the defending side. Ooh, nearly finding the head of the ace right there, but won't. The kill isn't quite secured. Anaconda, no, there we go. He will go down. It's the other SAS brother coming out from the CCTV window, and it's all down to Ali by the main breach, waiting for his turn to even get in, really. Now he takes a bit of damage, gives away the position of Ali, mind you, and there we go. A Vidri will come in with the SMG-11, shred the Jackal down, and with that, we will be going into the third round. Quickly done by Dauntless Esports, as we will see in the instant replay. 2-0 for the side of the defense, as they will be headed to Gym Bedroom on the third round.
Hussein, the man with the highest frag of the team of Dauntless Esports, will be making some miraculous plays for their team. Winning 2 rounds on defense. This time, the side being on second floor. Jing, interesting enough, Anaconda was about to pick up the Ying, but this time goes for the sixth pick, where he decides to pick up the Thatcher. Thatcher, he is very necessary because according to the operator specs, we don't see a Bandit or a Kaid being brought up here on the side Dauntless Esports. So bringing in the Thatcher will be a good idea because all he needs to do is to place those EMPs, disable the mute jammers so that the attackers can open up either the jacuzzi wall or towards on CCTV without having any problems. A good use of Valkyrie cams there from Hussein, getting those important kills, and also a good peek shot there towards the entrance of garage to get those very cheeky kills. Fortunately for Red Vipers, they did, however, shut down Hussein, but unfortunately, it was a 2v4 situation at that time where they had no way in, no way out, and they had to, go against Dauntless Esports head on, in which they lost in the end. Action phase will proceed. The defenders will reinforce CCTV wall and assert some protection on the cash room. We do see some rotations being made and also some angles being made from a WD, whereas he places deployable shield maybe in towards the second floor gym. A lot of rotations being made here, though, interesting enough, from Dauntless Esports. Maybe we might be able to see some extended roam, maybe not, but here a total of 4 players coming in from Red Vipers, in which one of them will head on to open up the jacuzzi wall, and so does the other two, where Anaconda is just making sure that there won't be any defenders who tries to go for that cheeky run out in tunnel. A son of these charges being used to make lines of sight and also a multiple entryway towards the hallway. Skiffy sees one. Unfortunately, he's gonna go down because of him over peeking at a very bad decision. Although the drone hole peak from Boom will be able to deal some major damage, but not for long. As Powder Podar, he's just going to use his atomic charges to detonate, will succeed, open up the wall, which would give them a sprintable rotation in towards the second floor gym. Their main focus, they still have those smokes, I believe, from the ace. They can be able to go for a smoke plant, although they do need to remove those necessary operators. That would be a Vidui, the total of these smoke gas canisters, and also Hussein, who has a C4 in hand.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Plenty of work yet to do for the set of Red Vipers. Removing Skeefy was the first step in this 5-part process, but they have 4 more steps to go, namely 4 more operators to be taken care of. Hussein playing hide and seek right now. Well, more importantly, Peekaboo with that shield of his facing towards that main breach, but Powder will shut down a Vidri in the meanwhile. That is the smoke taking care of a big step in that 5-part process. Boom in the meanwhile going for a big peek, won't find anybody. Hussein finds one. Will he find 2? Yes, he does. Will he find the 3rd? Yes, he will. Peek in the hallway using the equipment of Jim, and Nanny finds Bearfur. 3 versus 1 Red Vipers. Oh no, everybody pushing the hallway, and the door will be blown. Ali someone does not take any damage. Will he see the Valkyrie? No, Hipfire comes in, and the C4 as well. Gotta be careful. There we go. Boom is now down to 1 HP. The Deagle's out, but no, the Jackal will win that fight 1v2 as the Valkyrie is denied his 4K, but the remaining 2 defenders inside of the bathroom, knowing that they don't have to do much, is basically a waiting game now. How long will it take for Ali to try and make a play, a peek or 2, or go for the plant? The Jackal, last man standing, super goes out. Boom in the completely wrong direction, as Ali is still out in the hallway, going in for that bedroom entry push. Does he know where Boom is? Prone inside the bathroom. Will he peek correctly? No, he won't. He goes all in fact, trying to run into the bathroom to take one. I don't think he knew that both of them were in there, and that C4 might have just distracted him a little bit more. Again, that just shows a lack of intel from the side of Red Vipers, as we will see from the side of the instant replay, as Dauntless will continue to take rounds. Round 3 will go to them. 3-0. We are going to the 4th round. Basement Church and Awesome Room will be the side of choice, and the side of Red Vipers, they are going to need to work on that intel game if they want to take a few rounds for themselves. More importantly, they're going to have to avoid lining up all four of them in a hallway where three of them get taken down by an MPX. Hussein certainly should not have gotten away with that with as many kills as he did. And that goes to show Red Vipers not looking too good right now.
Absolutely, I do agree on that, Jack. Red Vipers making those small mistakes, going full head-on push towards the hallway where they did not expect to see a Valkyrie holding into a second-floor gym. We didn't get to see any refracts coming in from RV. And unfortunately, again, they will lose their defense in second floor gym in bedroom. This is a huge step for Dauntless Esports to go for a 7-0. But I don't think I'm just talking way too much about it because most of the time we don't get to see a 7-0 flawless victory. Yes, there is 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, but not a 7-0 in which you just have to be flawless in every single round. We haven't get to see it though, but who knows, maybe Dauntless Esports might be able to come up a thing or two to make that happen. Although I still am rooting for Red Vipers, still getting those important plays. I do have to, give some credit to Powder Podar while he was there eliminating two players. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and neither does the run out from Hussein. Where does that happen? What just exactly happened? Hussein just immediately, went all out, taking out Ali out of nowhere, in which again Dauntless Esports gets that man count advantage. Already a 4v5. That's the Jackal being eliminated. No more of those scans. And looks like the attackers though, again mistakes are made. The camps being thrown out to give them the distraction. It worked out, but Ace will survive till this day. Hussein yet again with that aggressive peak. C4 will come in. Will it count out? Yes, it does. And Anaconda goes down. What just happened? But thank goodness, here comes a shutdown from Surreal as he eliminates Hussein. Boom, on the other hand, takes out yet another player, which again, Red Vipers is in a very difficult situation. Surreal and Perfer, they have the hard breaches. It would have been better to bring up the Hibana because that is the only operator that can counter the impact nades, but unfortunately they have not brought that player, and neither does the gunshots, in which Perfer needs to be careful, but in the end you will get that beautiful headshot taking out a Widwick. Can he get the second? Yes, he does. Boom goes down, and the score, actually the man count, is 2-2.
Well, that's certainly quite the couple of kills from Bearfur, turning it from a 2v4 to a 2v2. Much needed couple of kills right there from the Zofia, but his position is given away due to the existence of these Valkyrie cameras, and there are positions being watched right now. One Valcam will go away, but Bearfur barely makes it out of that one alive. Surreal will go back up to the first floor, excuse me. In the meanwhile, get the kitchen hatch breached, but no, he does not have the summer breaches required for that, and so the main kitchen hatch will remain closed. All he has is a little line of sight that has also been denied because of Skeefy, but oh boy, that was a bad position from Skeefy as well. He knew that the Zofia was probably still there on that main stairs entry, and he decided to peek the hatch. Bad positioning and bad timing from the side of DE, as suddenly the tables have turned. Nanny, the last man standing, in a 1v2. He needs to make the situation work. He won't. Surreal will come in for the final kill as the 2v4 comes out for the side of Red Vipers. Very well done by Surreal and Bearfur right there, as Red Vipers will finally take a round, ladies and gentlemen. Beautifully done from the side of RV, and with that, they will take the first round for themselves, round 4 that is, and we'll be heading into round 5 in just a short while. 3-1 in the scoreline. There we go. We had to take a temporary pause timer break because Anaconda disconnected, and he has come back into the match. We're just making sure that everybody is ready, and we'll be going back into the game once again. No need to worry, this won't be a long pause at all. It will in fact be a very short one, and we'll be going back into the game, resuming the timer live again. And with that, 3-1 is the scoreline. Round 5 is a go.
Round 5 will proceed, and oh boy, I've never seen so much aggression from Hussein though. Taking out Jackal, just immediately runs in with the MPX to get those kills. Damn. Although in the end, it is Red Vipers who will win that round on Basement Church amidst numerous amount of aggressions being played here. It didn't work out well, in which Bearfer, the man who did take out two players, the Legion as well as the Smoke in towards the mainstays, did gave them the win at least on Basement Church. Will it happen though? It will be the same Opera Speaks yet again. They have not decided to bring in the Hibana, in which it would have been a good idea because Skippy, the only operator who has those impact nades to try to deny the kitchen hatch. While the other thing from the attackers, the Ace as well as the Thermite, who still has a lot of damage, and Hussein, oh boy, he is not having I mean, he did had a good day for the past 3 rounds, but unfortunately, while a Vidwi trying to make an angle towards the Arsenal room, unfortunately he shot Hussein, in which he is supposed to be in a total of 10 HP. That is sad. And I mean, a very sad noise for Hussein because he won't be able to go for a very aggressive plays. But no, that does not stop at all. He just wants to keep continuing the aggression no matter how many HP has been dropped. And we do see Boom being aggressive as well. He will be able to place a Banshee Deterrent in towards the tunnel to give some protection to Smoke, make sure that there won't be any aggressive pushes here from the attackers. But this time the attackers have decided to go for their main objective. That would be opening up the hatches on towards Modo and Kitchen and then push in towards the side. Maybe a blue stage push, but the IQ information will be able to give them huge amount of information. Hussein going for that run out in towards Jacuzzi will be able to compromise his location, whereas Bearfur will be able to detect him via the drone.
Good drone placement, all things considered, from the side of Bearfair, hunting down the Valkyrie, at least knowing where Hussein is, but is that really going to help? That is the question right now. Hussein is the man of the moment, primarily because he has been hyper-aggressive in this game so far. Surreal's drone going up as well, along with another one. They really want him taken care of because they are not taking any risks. That is Red Vipers. Effectively speaking, Hussein right now is playing on hard mode because he has so little HP to work with despite the amount of room he has to play around with. Proned inside of the logistics office desk, just underneath it, in fact. He's just trying to do what he can, and you have Val cameras sitting behind pipes for that exact toll, and it's a Vidwi. Man's inside of Dirt Tunnel, but does he care? Absolutely not. He will give support via cams to Hussein as much as possible. They're trying to find this Valkyrie, but can they? Bearfoot's going to go in towards offices, and there we go. The ping will come out. They now know where he is. They have to push him, and the Zofia will taking him down. Cornered and finished off. Hussein will fall. 50 seconds remain as the shots will begin to be fired. No, there was a Malusi, I believe, or somebody towards the main stairs who did not take a shot. Not yet. Boom. Crouching, arguably the worst one possible. Could have seen the IQ, could have taken him out, but will not. But Skiffy's gonna find one that's playing vertical, and that will be Bearfur off the board. Can he find the other one inside of Kitchen? Not quite. He's gonna turn around and away. Not seeing Powder on that main hatch. Actually, Powder's gonna drop this thing. Will he be found? Yes, he will. The drop is heard. Skiffy goes for the prefire, gets it, and he gets another one. Ollie will fall. Will he find another one? No, he won't. Gets taken down. In fact, Anaconda watching that hole for the peak, but will the IQ be found? Shots are fired. Will it be taken? Will the kill be taken? There we go. Boom finds it. It's a 1v3 now, all down to Surreal, and Red Vipers, who did fairly well early, will go down, unfortunately. Able to find only one, and only one to fall to the hands of the AK of the Ace. With that being said, 4-1 is the scoreline. Excuse me there. 4-1 is the scoreline going into the 6th round, and we will be headed into second for CCTV and Cash Room once again after a little, itty-bitty pause, hopefully, seeing as Anaconda has disconnected again, and there he's back. As we come to our faces to talk about this situation, Anaconda decides, all right, enough's enough. I'm back. And the side of Red Vipers are ready again. So we'll be going back into the match after resuming the timer right here in this match on Clubhouse. Pretty interesting match we're having so far. Thankfully, we haven't had to have a lengthy break just yet. And we're going to be going into the final round before the role swap. And it is 4-1. going heavily in the favor of the defense.
Well, second for CCT will be the side alley with a 6 pick switching from the Jackal to the Capitao. I mean, it's mainly because Hussein has decided not to play as the Valk, and this time he will be playing as the Rook instead. A very interesting operator's picks here from Hussein. Decides to go for a heavy, I would say a heavy hold, uh, a heavy protection for the defenders instead of getting good information. I mean, mainly I do have to agree why, because you have the IQ which will be able to detect any utilities from the defenders which will be destroyed, one way or the other. So I do kind of agree why though. But interestingly enough, we do see Skeefy with the mute and a Widwi with the smoke. It is a standard pick after all. The only difference is that we do see Boom with the Goyos. The Vulcan Shield being placed. Boy, Hussein already prepped in for that spawn peak. It's going to be a matter of moment where he sees the head, fails one opportunity, doesn't get the second. He will be forced to fall back. But no, Hussein decides no. I will stay here. I will wait for the attackers to make their move and get those early kills. It is not a good idea though, but he has a maximum chances to be downed instead of being eliminated. So I mean, that's technically because of him equipping the Rook armor. That's the main speciality of having that Rook armor. The MP5 in hand, Bearfur needs to be careful of Hussein still holding that exact angle. Switching it yet again, he decides to move in, reloads the MP5, and Bearfur going towards the roof to help their teammates to open up that CCTV wall. Capitao. Bringing in the Capitao would be very efficient because a total of 2 fireballs as well as smoke bolts able to help them go for the plant in CCTV default without having any problem. Either that or in towards the cash room in which Anaconda is trying to contest against. Would be able to deal some minor damage to, I wouldn't say a minor damage, no damage is going to be dealt to either of these teams, a lot of pre-fires, but it's going to be the IQ to win that gunfight. It is Hussein yet again with the Rook MP5 2.0 magnification scope to get that kill, in which yet again Red Vipers is in a very difficult spot.
I'm just gonna ask, can anything stop Hussein from getting these kills? Whenever he's not being shut down because he's low on HP, he's still gonna go for the peak. Yes, he will. The shot is fired and the kill is taken. Powder is also going to drop. Can they find this man? Yes, they will. Capita's firebolts. That's the only way to end his reign of terror. Ali with the holy fire coming in and finishing off the Rook. But that it doesn't change the fact that Red Vipers were in the disadvantage. Having taken down Skeefy, Bearfur has put them back in an equalized man count, but no bad push from Ali. He will get taken down. That's Diffuser dropped on red stairs, and Bearfur's taking a ton of damage from a C4 that came his way just a second ago. Probably Boom's C4. He's gonna have to be careful from the hash below him. That angle was being watched, but Boom has fallen back since, and now without the diffuser, Red Vipers don't have that much of a tough time as the smoke grenades go out. More damage is done, but Bearfur escapes with a sliver of health remaining. And it's all down to these last 2 players from the side of Red Vipers. Once again, getting caught out by Hussein. Somehow not playing against progression as a Vidwi will find one. But Boom gets taken another. Meanwhile, Diffuser is recovered. And now it's a 1v2 of Vidwi and Nani. The shotgun comes out, but the Zofia wins that gunfight. Bearfur's in for the clutch right now. 1v1. Will the Jaeger find him? Yes, he will. Nani shuts down the clutch from the side of Bearfur, and the Jaeger will be the one to win that. Unfortunate, but the Zofia did not have the health to contest that, unfortunately. And with that, it is going to be 5-1 as we see in the instant replay, going the way of Dauntless Esports. But more importantly, it is round 7. The other side of Roll Swap, DE are now on the attack, and the side of Red Vipers are very much fighting an uphill battle.
Well, 5-1 is the scoreline, favoring on the side of Team Demons 4. 6-pick will come in from Skeefy. So he'll be the one manning the Hibana. So does Ali, switching from the Vumai to the Melusi. Having the Banshee deterrent to slow the attacker's push is viable and effective. to get that higher chance of win. The side though will be on Basement Church with a total of total of 4 impact nades, in which one will be used to make rotation. The other three, I believe, will be used to try to take out the hatch. I'm just going to be 2 impact nades for now. I guess I'm talking too much about impact tricks in towards the hatch of Arsenal room. It's just I like impact tricks. It's way much more faster and precise than bandit charges and electroclaws, because bandit charges, electroclaws take some time to activate, which would be able to destroy those hard breaching capabilities. Impact though, it's instant. You can able to remove that instantly. The only problem is you at least need to have at least some hard some soft breach floors, so it will be able to take out those hard breaching charges. And that's the reason why impact nade is considered to be a very viable tool to destroy any utilities from the attackers. Ash will now proceed to use her breaching charges as she's aggressively pushing in from the main stairs. The ping will come in. She'll use her Ash breaching charges to take out the middle chief fancy deterrent, and a lot of angles being made. C4s come in. Will she get it? No, it does not. Powder on the other hand gets dealt with a major damage in towards the kitchen hatch. Dauntless Esports continues to be aggressive, doesn't see the angle just yet. Wherefore needs to be careful here. He needs to wait for the Ash to make her move in towards the main stage. A lot of aggression, a lot of distractions happening from that same specific spot, which would give Dauntless, the other teams on Dauntless Esports, making there yet another angle. We already in towards the tunnel, but Anaconda eliminates one of it. We takes out Powder. The pulse won't be available with the C4 nor the cardiac sensor. Hussein gets the other one, taking out Anaconda in towards the main stage. This is exactly what Dauntless Esports needs. Barefoot taking out Hussein, shutting down the main stairs angle, which would give Red Vipers in a 3v3 winnable situation here. Avidwi still contesting in towards the blue stairs as the defenders, they have been pressured in towards the basement church. They're still holding the angle. They don't have the perfect spot just yet, but Ali G might be able to find one. There you go. Boom goes down, making it a 3v2, and also a confirmation that the diffuser has been dropped in towards the main stairs. Skiffy is going to go for the recovery. Barefoot in a very low HP. He's going to get taken down from none other than Avidwi. Gets a double kill, gets the control in towards the Arsenal room, but here comes Ali G in towards the main stairs. Again falls back, but Avidwi has done major damage in towards the side. All Skiffy has to do is to just drop down and go for the plant. It all goes down to Ali G. The MP5 in hand needs to find 2 players and is going to be post plant for Team Red Vipers.
Post plant, and there we go. The ace going out towards blue will finish it off for the side of Dauntless Esports. Very well done. Once again, this time it was Avidwi doing work inside of sight, even when the man advantage went away from them. The ace really catching on, while Hussein did his job on the main stairs. Mind you, that main stairs push from Hussein initially was probably supposed to be a big play, aggressive Ash going in, taking the kills, taking the round. But when that was denied, it turned into a gigantic distraction. Quite literally, Hussein painted a target on himself, went down the main stairs and said, "Shoot me." And the rest of Dauntless Esports took advantage of that to shoot back. And right now it is 6-1, match point confirmed. And we are headed into the 8th round. 1 round for Dauntless Esports to finish it off, give themselves their, and I know this will sound a little harsh, a little crude if I may, but their first points in the Division 1 table in this entire season so far, although it is the same for Red Viper, should they manage to make this monumental comeback. Again, it is possible given that these two teams are playing against each other, but it's certainly going to be very difficult for Red Vipers. We have another Red Vipers game after this one, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. On the second stream at around 7:30 p.m., we will have Exterminate Esports going up against RV, and depending on the outcome of this game, XTM might just have a really cool time against this team. This 1 round, this is what really matters for the side of DE and for Red Vipers. If Red Vipers take this, it will give them a little bit more of a better handling leading position. Bearfer, however, he's a little exposed, and Skeef will come and take the kill. He will take two. He's on the Ash this time. He's gone into church already. Will he be found? Nanny gets taken down in the meanwhile. Ollie takes one, and Anaconda takes another from inside of dirt. The Maestro gets found, however, and Skeef will drop him very quickly. It was an Ash rush into sight as Powder towards the side of church is the last man standing. Boom has just taken down the other one, and that was the Melusi out on the roam. Powder, last man standing. Doc gets seen, gets taken out. It's Skeefy all up in sight. That he's the man going in the 4K, finishing off the round. Beautifully done from Dauntless Esports, wasting absolutely no time in getting into sight and finishing off the game. Knowing that Red Vipers cannot be given a single inch, they decided to not even give them even less than that, for that matter, in that round. Absolutely shutting them down, and with that, the match is already ended, ladies and gentlemen. I know, very, very quick indeed, but that is the second game of this first stream, and the first stream in general, nearing and end. And I say nearing because we are not quite done with this game. Sure, we have the win being confirmed by the side of Dauntless Esports, 7-1 on a Clubhouse, putting their first points on board. They still have, as in we still have, the reel of the moment to go through to talk about the best moments in the match that we had just now. And I mean, sure, most of it is going to be a Dauntless Esports highlights reel, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say a Hussein highlights reel. That man was making some plays and a half, and we'll be going into Relive to talk about those in a quick moment as well. But before we do, I have to ask, Baba, pretty interesting game we had, wasn't it?
I mean, absolutely, Jack. And to be honest, in the first half itself, it wasn't just Hussein. And also, I'll just talk about it in Relive the Moment. Talk about each and every plays that we did get to witness here. I mean, yeah, obviously, on the side of defense, where we did get to see Hussein playing as the Valkyrie. I mean, it was just Hussein all around. I mean, the entire first half, it was just a Hussein highlight reel. Yes, there were some rounds, especially on Basement Church, where you did get to see the Zofia, I believe, on the side of Team Red Vipers, getting that important kill. That was Bearfur on the side of Red Vipers, going for that incredible clutch. Most of the time, it was just Hussein getting those incredible kills, a C4 kill as well as the MPX getting those, important kills as well. And talking about Red Viper's style of attack, yes, they do open up those walls. The only problem is they did not expect it to see how aggressive Dauntless Esports was, especially Hussein though. And talking about it, yes, this was the round on second floor gym where Hussein again gets 3 kills with the MPX just by holding in towards the gym room, while Red Vipers just decides to go full on aggro push. All 3 players pushing in at the exact same hallway. It was just, perfectly lined for the Valkyrie to get those kills. And RV, not quite sure what exactly happened though. I mean, on Basement Church, you did get to see Dauntless Esports bring in the impact needs. They did brought in a total of 2 hard breaches, the Ace and the Thermite. They did succeed in opening up the hatches into the Arsenal room. The only problem was the diffuser. Bearfur, who had the diffuser in hand. Actually, I believe that was not that round. I believe this was the exact round where the attackers decide to just go full on aggressive. They decide to go for a drop down. Doesn't see the Melusi, doesn't see Skeefy holding in near the K9 position, and all Dauntless Esports had to do was to just wait for that trap to lay out, and it actually just worked out well. I have absolutely zero idea on what exactly happening on Red Vipers, although their gun skills is going pretty well, but when it comes to eliminating important players, getting picked off early for the past 5 to 6 rounds, Red Vipers have absolutely zero idea to even know what to talk about. This was an attempted clutch from Bearfur. He was about to get a 4K, but unfortunately Nani was there to completely shut him down. And again, this was a Widwi in attack, where we did get to witness the sheer aggression from Hussein and a Widwi. Hussein was technically a distraction in towards the main stairs, while a Widwi was the one who was getting those important kills just by pushing in towards the tunnels, giving them the entrance, giving them the access, and also giving them the win on a total of 2 attack rounds. All in all, a very huge sheer aggressive play coming in from from the Dauntless Esports. Not quite sure why I said the Demon's Force out of nowhere. I mean, yeah, talking about it, the aggression, both of the aggression is actually still the same, but talking about the standings though, Dauntless Esports still being in 7th place. They will finally get a win, getting a total of 3 points with a huge round conversion rate of 7, I believe, since they did one against the opposition team 7-1. So it will be a 7 round conversion rate. I'm not good at mathematics, but hopefully, when we do get to see the final result, we'll get to see who's going to be in the top standings, who will be relegated, and who's going to stay in Div 1.
For the time being, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ending this first stream right here. And
Actually, I forgot about one thing.
yeah.
We actually forgot to mention our viewers that season 4 registrations are live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, season 4 registrations is live. If you do want to head on in, if you do want to join in the competition, head on to the Esports Club. Link is in the description. Link is in the description and join in. Solos or squads, you name it. You'll be able to join in for the Esports Club qualifiers phase to Division 3. Who knows? There might be a superstar being born in the South APAC region, and we cannot wait to cast matches with players like these. So, yeah, I'm going to give the mic back to Jack.
Most certainly. Link is down in the description below, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the Esports Club. Head on over and register for Season 4 qualifiers. And with that, we will be ending this first stream here. Coming back live around 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time for the last 2 games of Day 5, the penultimate day for Division 1 in this season of the Pro League, and with 2 very, very interesting games indeed. Exterminator Esports will be taking on Red Vipers. And unfortunate for Red Vipers, but they will not have any points after this match that they just had. They might be able to do something against Exterminate, but XTM has looked pretty good, all things considered, in Div 1, sitting in 2nd place, just below Union Gaming right now. And then, of course, you have the final game of the night, LYC Valiants taking on Union Gaming. And, we'll be back with those 2 games in a couple of hours in a second stream. Stay tuned.